We talked about keys the other day, so today, let's talk about the Hanky Code. Welcome back to Yesterqueers. My name's Amanda, and I'm a public historian of queer history. The history of the Hanky Code is a little fuzzy. Our best guess is that it originated in California during the gold rush, when miners hosted all-male square dances and used red and blue bandanas to indicate who would lead and who would follow. But there are three separate origin stories for the modern Hanky Code. It may have started in San Francisco in 1971 at a spicy adult store called the Trading Post. It may have been started by famous leatherman Alan Selby when he needed a way to move an accidental double order of bandanas. Or it may have been the result of a joke by a Village Voice journalist that gay men needed to move beyond the binary key system and start flagging their specific preferences. It was probably some combination of the three, and by the mid-70s, many of the colors had been standardized, and queer people were using colorful bandanas in their back pockets to find compatible spicy time partners. Here's another photo from Hal Fisher's gay semiotic series explaining the color and placement of bandanas. Blue bandana on the right indicates that you're a bottom, blue bandana on the left indicates that you're a top. I don't think I can actually read the description for the red bandana, which flags what was called in the 1970s deviant behavior. But basically it indicates whether you enjoy having a hand in a place that it doesn't usually go or putting a hand in a place that it doesn't usually go. The Hanky Code evolved constantly. Only a handful of colors, and the fact that right meant submissive or receptive and left meant dominant or active, remained standard. In 1980, Bob Dameron started publishing yearly updates to the Hanky Code in his address book, which was one of the first gay business directories. It was basically a listing of every single gay bar, bathhouse, and cruising spot that he personally visited across the country. Larry Townsend added the Hanky Code to the Leatherman's Handbook a few years later. Although it's most commonly associated with gay and bisexual men, queer women use the Hanky Code too. It was just less visible because they usually did it at private gatherings rather than in bars or while cruising public places. Though it is still used today, especially in kink and leather spaces, the Hanky Code started to decline in popularity after the 80s as things like personal ads made it easier to find people who shared your interests, as the AIDS crisis made cruising for anonymous sex partners dangerous, and as queer spaces where people would flag started to disappear. But it's still an incredibly important part of our history. According to historian Nikita Shepard, Hanky Code both reflected and contributed to sex-positive, non-judgmental, liberationist attitude towards erotic desire that gay, leather, and kink communities have long led the way in promoting. Flagging, whether via keys or bandanas or thumb rings, is not a strict system. As Kay Knighting said in this comment on the key video, flagging is meant to be a signal that leads to conversation and provides plausible deniability if that conversation doesn't go the way you'd hoped. It should go without saying in 2025, but clear communication and enthusiastic consent should always precede spicy adult time. That's it for today. As always, more information, including sources and further reading, is available in the usual place.